Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another book review with me. I'm Aaron Wilbecker. This book is Turn the Page by Chris Brady. And why did I get this book? Let me tell you why. This book is in our top 50. Chris Brady is one of the founders of the organization that I'm part of. And I got to tell you that I almost didn't get this book. And that's because I feel like I'm a pretty good reader. I learned to take notes in the margins and kind of, as Chris says in here, argue with the author, put my commentary, things like that. And I learned to do that reading scripture. Not so much arguing, but highlighting and underlining things and marking things that were important to me. Why I did get the book is because Chris is one of the top income earners in this industry. I don't know where he's ranked. I just know that on some of our calls, Orrin likes to talk about Chris's success because he did something that not very many people do in this industry. And so I wanted to learn how he reads books. I was delighted because I learned that I have some similarities, some things that my mom got me started on, and I don't know that she really knows this. But in chapter 19, Chris talks about look for mentors in books. And if you guys remember, if you guys have heard the Roses and Thorns story, if not, it's on the YouTube channel, it's on Rumble, you can go back and look in there. You can go back to the website and find a link for it there. So this one, look for mentors in books. Now, one of the things that my mom told me in that experience was that my dad and my mom weren't perfect and that they had problems. And the areas that they were deficient, I should go find mentors in that area. Go look, go read, and just go learn from other people. And that's one of the things that helped get me started on this journey. And it was my mom telling me to go to books that helped. So I'm going to jump back up to chapter 9 here, where he says, keep good company. As Geraldine Brooks said, to know a man's library is in some measure to know a man's mind. And in reality, I personally agree with that concept because you can get a good idea of what people are reading by talking with them and seeking to understand them and kind of where they're coming from. You can also tell how much news they're probably watching and what TV shows they're probably watching, because they're probably talking about the TV show a lot more than something else. You learn about their hobbies from talking to people. But by reading books, whether it's a classic or a biography, whether it's a history, all of those different books lend us experiences that fill us up, that give us opportunities to learn and grow. One of the things that has been important to me is over time to go back and reread books. Excuse me. As you guys can see right here, this is kind of like my high priority bookshelf or books that I go back and look at from time to time and reread every probably 2 to 3 years, depending on what our reading schedule is and what I feel I need to read. There was a point where I was reading a couple books ahead of our actually scheduled reading, which I didn't know about because it was only announced. Excuse me, it was only announced after I started the book. So, all right, going into chapter 23. This is read and reread. Yeah, reread. Okay, Chris quotes Clifton Fademan, when you reread a classic, you do not see more in the book than you did before. You see more in you than was there before. So I'm going to share with you two different metaphors that mean the same thing. Their first one is a person cannot walk through the same stream twice. Hold on, think about it. Let me give you the second one. The same person does not read the same book twice. Okay? Now, maybe that helps. Here's the thing. When you walk through a stream, the water changes around you. And you stay the same. You get wet maybe, but the stream changes. I've really got the yawns tonight. When you read a book the second time, everything you've read since you read it the last time is now in your head. Your thinking has grown. Your understanding and knowledge of things has grown. Your ability to comprehend or to process things will have grown. Which is why it's so important to reread. And that sounds so weird. Why it's so important to go back and read books that have influenced you and read them again and again and again. Excuse me. Because if it's a classic, if it's a certain historical, if it's a book that has impacted you, see my top 10 list on the website, then each time you read it, you're going to be different. You're going to grow, and you are going to become a better person and a better person and a better person over time. Just like Ben Franklin teaches in his autobiography about following his, I want to say 13 virtues. Excuse me, but I don't remember if he called them virtues or not. Needless to say, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. If you get value from this video, please like and share it. I am trying to get to 25,000 subscribers, which looks like a big number from here right now, right? I just want to tell you guys that. Looks like a big number. But I believe that we as a community can reach people and inspire them and encourage them to do something to make their life better. That's the whole reason I do these. The whole reason I do the book reports, the whole reason I do the quotes is because of that. So, if you are looking to land your next promotion or a new job, I can help you with that. I coach. I help people do that. I've got an 8-week course that helps you get started on that. And then it turns into a longer course. It's another 6 months. But we'll get into the details. If you go to turningleafs.com, when you go to turningleafs.com, at the bottom of the page, there's a Calendly link, and that will allow you to book your free half hour with me, and we'll have a conversation. I've got some discovery questions for you, and then we'll go from there. If we're a fit, fantastic. More than happy to help you. If we're not a fit, no worries. I can make a book recommendation for you, or I'll make a book recommendation for you if you want one. Or you can go right to turningleafs.com and go to the book list. There's over 225 books in there that I highly recommend, and pick one that catches your fancy. All right, my friends, thank you for spending time with me. What book are you going to read next? Go out and make it great.